Okay, so just getting started. She already has her brows tattooed on, so I'm just kind of darkening them and going over them a little bit, just in little hair strokes, as always. I usually just always use the same color, which in this case is black and brown, because I just find that it's ashy enough for everyone. Usually when I use the blonde color, it's just not ashy enough, so I just do it with a lighter hand. Next I'm doing the Tomas. I just felt like I wanted to give her a little bit of color, just brighten her up a little bit for summer. And sometimes I go over it with a little fluffy brush if there's any like drips or drops that come out too much at once, so that it smooths it out without rubbing it off. Now I'm going to jump into contouring. I'm using walnut on her, and I'm using kind of a flat, thin brush because she has such a thin face. I want to be really careful not to use too much contour and make her look gaunt. I really want to keep the volume that she has in her face, so I'm doing a really thin line of contour and blending it out really nice. That's why I use walnut also. I could have used stone, but I wanted to keep the contour pretty subtle. Now I'm just using the highlight, a little bit of Aura, just to create a base for her eyeshadow. It's a quick and easy trick. It gives you a base on the eyeshadow and then also kind of gives you a highlight for the eyeshadow as well. Now I'm going to go over it with Penny, just in like little dab motions. This doesn't show really like how bright it is. It's a little bit brighter than it looks here as far as like infused with goldy colors. And here I'm going over it with a little bit of Sabrina just to brighten it up. So I wanted to give her a nice kind of winged liner, but I didn't want it to look super bold. I wanted it to look really soft. It was just day makeup. So I just did it with Trust and that smaller end of my eyeshadow brush. And I'm pointing it up. I wanted to lift the corner of the eyes a little bit, so I'm pointing it up and drawing it out toward the eyebrow, but I'm doing it really subtly. This is good for two reasons. A, it makes it not so harsh and a little bit more subtle, and B, it's a lot easier to do and get right. You just blend it out a little bit like I'm doing here with a little bit of brown eyeshadow, and it creates that nice wing and lifts the eye without looking heavy. And I'm just taking that same brown and just going right in the crease as well. You can see it's really making her eyes look bigger and pop out a little bit. Now I'm taking Penny with that small side of the brush and going right at the lower lash line. A little bit of the highlight right in the center or the corners of her eye. And blend, 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 never enough blending. She has eyelash extensions, but I just used a little bit of this YSL Shocking because she was kind of between a fill, so I needed to arrange them a little bit. Sometimes eyelash extensions, when they get close to needing a fill, they'll be a little messy, and a little bit of mascara helps. Okay. A little bit of Sabrina, and now I'm going over back into the foundation. I know I kind of jump around a little bit, but that's how I like to do it. So I'm using Aura, and I'm just giving her a little bit around the nose, underneath the eyes. I'm using a lot on her cheek area, as you'll see. Here again, because she has such a thin face, which is such a beautifully shaped face, but I just don't want to diminish it at all. I do want to bring those cheeks out and give them the platform that they deserve. And then I used a little bit of Moonlit, which is just a lighter highlight right underneath her eyes. That's a trick I like to do, just to brighten everything up, just give it all a kick. If you've never tried this, even if you're fairly tan, you gotta try Moonlit right underneath the eyes. There's just something about it that it's just really gorgeous and bright, and it's just almost like you're just airbrushing it when you do that. Took the highlighter around the chin area, around the jaw area, and I did it right underneath the contour on the jaw to bring out her jaw and give a little balance to the face. Here I am with the Moonlit. You can just see, isn't that fun to just watch that? It's just like, hello to the got like a brightening effect. And I'm not using Moonlit here. I went back into the aura, but I just wanted a little bit more. I didn't want to leave that mustache area barren. And a little bit more through the brows. It's funny, while I'm watching this, at this point, I'm just like dying to get some blush on her. And there we go. I knew it. I knew it would be the next thing, because it's going to bring it all together and make her look so glowing. And I'm using, actually I'm using Pink Grapefruit on her. I'm just using the blush brush and just blending it in softly. Just brightening up the eyes a little bit more with a little bit more of Sabrina. Just really layered that on because I liked the way that it was glowing up her eye area. She has such gorgeous eyes, and I wanted to draw as much attention to them as possible. Lining the lips with Sabrina. You can see how she has such big, gorgeous, voluptuous lips, and a lot of times the lips kind of just like blend into the rest of the face. Some people have sticky out lips and some people don't. I don't. Kailee doesn't, but if you just get that nice Sebastian in there, it really pops them out, so you get to see how big they are. And then this is one of my very favorite lip colors. This is the YSL #1, and it's just a really pretty beige, pinky beige. I'm just using a lip brush, well, the multitasker, as a lip brush to kind of blend everything together. You don't want any harsh lines. Some touch up on the brows. It's always hard for me. It's always like different for me when I'm dealing with brow tattoos, because it's just like I'm so used to kind of being able to create my own brow, but these are really gorgeous shapes, so that's nice. And then just a little bit down the center of the nose with the highlight. I used Moonlit here, and then the lighting changed, and I liked the other light, but the sun apparently went behind a cloud or something. Oh, here it's back. Now I'm giving her an all over face spray, and then we're done.